Hello, and welcome. Welcome to Daily English Whisper. This is a calm space for you. A space where English feels slower, softer, and possible. My name is Alex. I'm here with you today. And I'm very happy you pressed play. Take a small breath. You don't need to hurry. You don't need to be perfect. You are exactly where you need to be. Today's episode is called English Dialogues Shadowing Practice Conversation Builder. That sounds big, but don't worry. We will take it step by step. Slowly. Together. In this episode, you will practice English dialogues. Real conversations. Simple conversations. The kind of English people use in daily life. By the end of this episode, you will feel more comfortable hearing English. You will feel more confident repeating English. And most important, you will feel less afraid of speaking. Many learners tell me the same things. Maybe you feel this too. You say, I understand English when I read, but I freeze when I listen. Or you say, I know words, but I can't make sentences fast. Or maybe you think, I don't live in an English-speaking country, so I can't practice. If that sounds like you, you are not alone. And there is nothing wrong with you. You are busy. You have work, family, responsibilities. Sometimes you feel tired at night. Sometimes your mind feels full. And maybe you feel shy. Maybe you are afraid of making mistakes. Maybe you think other people speak better than you. Let me tell you something very important. Many people believe a myth about English. They think, first I must know all the grammar. Or, first I must learn many words. Or, first I must feel confident. But this is not true. You don't speak better after confidence. You feel confident after small practice. You don't need perfect English to start speaking. You need speaking to build better English. And this is where dialogues help you. Here is the big idea of today's episode. Listen carefully. English grows when you repeat real conversations, little by little, every day. Not long study. Not stress. Not pressure. Just small, smart steps you can repeat. Dialogues are powerful because they show English in action. They show how words move together. They show rhythm, emotion, pauses. When you hear a dialogue, your brain learns more than words. Your brain learns how English sounds when people really talk. And when you repeat a dialogue out loud, something special happens. Your mouth learns. Your ears learn. Your confidence learns. You don't need to understand everything. You don't need to speak fast. You don't need to sound perfect. You just need to stay with the sound. In Daily English Whisper, we believe in calm learning. We believe in friendly voices. We believe in progress you can feel. Today, I will guide you through English dialogues made for real life. Conversations you might hear in small moments. Moments like waiting in a line. Moments like meeting someone by chance. Moments like a quiet talk at the end of the day. These are not textbook conversations. They are not loud or dramatic. They are simple, human, and natural. As you listen, I want you to remember one thing. You are not here to be tested. You are here to practice. If you miss a word, it's okay. If you need to pause, it's okay. If your pronunciation feels strange, it's okay. Every time you listen, every time you repeat, you are training your English muscle. So stay with me. Listen with curiosity. Repeat with kindness to yourself. You are building something real here. Not just English skills, but a new relationship with English. And I'm here with you, guiding you, one calm step at a time. Now let me ask you a simple question. What is shadowing? Maybe you have heard this word before. Maybe it sounds a little strange. But don't worry. Shadowing is very simple. Shadowing means this. You listen, and you repeat. You hear a sentence in English, and you say the same sentence out loud. You try to follow the sound, like a shadow follows a person. You don't stop too much. You don't translate every word. You just stay close to the voice. This technique is very powerful for learners like you. Especially if you understand some English, but speaking feels hard. When you only read English, your mouth is quiet. When you only listen, your mouth is quiet too. But when you shadow, your mouth wakes up. Your ears and your mouth work together. This is how children learn language. They hear. They repeat. They don't analyze every rule. Shadowing helps you feel the rhythm of English. It helps you feel where words connect. It helps you speak more naturally, without thinking so much. And here is something important. Shadowing is not about speed. It is about closeness. You stay close to the voice. You stay close to the melody of English. If the voice is slow, you follow slowly. If the voice pauses, you pause too. Now let me explain how to do shadowing in a very easy way. First, you listen to one short sentence. Just listen. Don't repeat yet. Second, you listen again. And this time, you repeat. You don't need to copy perfectly. You don't need a perfect accent. You just need to try. If you don't understand every word, that is normal. Understanding grows with repetition. Your job is not to be perfect. Your job is to stay relaxed and present. Now, let's do a small practice together. Very short. Very calm. I will say a sentence. Then I will ask you to repeat. Listen first. Hey, I didn't expect to see you here. Now, repeat after me. Say it slowly. Hey, I didn't expect to see you here. Good. Very good. Notice the feeling. Notice how your mouth moves. Let's try another one. Listen. It's been a long day, but I'm glad we talked. Now repeat. It's been a long day, but I'm glad we talked. Excellent. You don't need to be loud. You can whisper. You can speak softly. What matters is that your voice joins the English. Many learners think, I need to understand everything first. But shadowing works even when you understand only part of the sentence. Your brain is very smart. It connects sound and meaning over time. Shadowing is like planting seeds. You don't see results immediately. But with daily water, the plant grows. This is why shadowing works so well with dialogues. Dialogues feel real. They feel human. They feel like life. When you shadow dialogues, you practice real English. Not isolated words. Not cold grammar rules. You practice how English moves between people. And here is the best part. You don't need a lot of time. 5 minutes is enough. 10 minutes is wonderful. Even 2 minutes help. You can do this while walking, while cleaning, while waiting for something. Shadowing is a small daily habit, but it creates big change. So as we continue, remember this feeling. You are not studying English. You are using English. Stay close to the sound. Stay calm. Stay kind to yourself. We are just getting started. Now, let's talk about the main question behind today's episode. How do you actually build real conversations in English? When your life is busy. When you feel shy. And when English still feels uncomfortable? Many learners tell me things like this. I want to practice, but I don't have time. I listen, but I don't know how to answer. I understand a little, but my mind goes blank. I'm afraid I will sound stupid. If you have ever thought one of these things, listen carefully. You don't need long study sessions. You don't need perfect sentences. You don't need to sound like a native speaker. You just need simple ways to touch English every day. Conversation is not built in one big moment. It is built in many small moments. A few seconds here. A short sentence there. A quiet repetition when no one is listening. The problem is not your ability. The problem is pressure. When we put too much pressure on ourselves, our mind closes. When we make things small and friendly, our mind opens. That is why today I will share a few simple ways you can use dialogues to build conversation skills. These are not complicated methods. They are gentle ways you can fit into real life. Think of them as doors. You don't need to open all the doors at once. You can open one today. Another tomorrow. As you listen, notice which way feels easiest for you. There is no best way for everyone. There is only the best way for you right now. And before we continue, let me say this softly. If this episode is helping you feel calmer with English, if it makes you feel less alone, you can show a little support by liking this video. It helps this quiet space reach more learners like you. And it tells me to keep creating slow, friendly English for you. Now, take a small breath. We will begin with the first simple way to use dialogues. No stress. No rush. Just one step forward. This is the first way to build conversation with dialogues. Listen to short dialogues every day, even if you don't reply. This may sound too easy, but it is very powerful. Many learners think conversation means speaking all the time. But real conversation starts with listening. When you listen to short dialogues, your brain learns patterns. You learn how people start talking. You learn how they react. You learn how conversations move forward. You don't need long dialogues. Short ones are better. 10 seconds. 20 seconds. 1 minute. That is enough. You can listen while you are doing normal things. While you make coffee in the morning. While you wait for your computer to start. While you put on your shoes. For example, imagine this short dialogue. One person says, "Long day?" The other person answers, "Yeah, longer than I expected." That's it. 2 lines. But inside these 2 lines, there is a lot of English. There is feeling. There is rhythm. There is connection. Now, listen to this dialogue. Just listen first. Did you finish everything? Not really, but I'll do it tomorrow. Now listen again. And repeat softly with me. Did you finish everything? Not really, but I'll do it tomorrow. Good. You don't need to answer these questions in real life yet. You are training your ear. You are teaching your brain what English sounds like in calm moments. Many learners stop listening because they don't understand every word. But in real life, even native speakers don't hear everything perfectly. You are not listening to test yourself. You are listening to relax into English. You can choose dialogues that feel close to your life. Small talk at work. A short chat between neighbors. A tired conversation at the end of the day. For example, a dialogue like this. Are you heading out already? Yeah, I just need some air. Now repeat it slowly with me. Are you heading out already? Yeah, I just need some air. Very nice. Notice something important. You didn't study grammar. You didn't memorize rules. But your brain just learned how people really speak. Listening every day, even without replying, builds a strong base. It makes speaking feel less scary later. And remember, you don't need a lot of time. Even a few minutes help. If one day you feel tired, just listen. If one day you feel curious, repeat. Every small contact with English counts. You are not behind. You are building quietly. And this quiet work will support you when it's time to speak. Now let's move to the second simple way. This is the second way to build conversation with dialogues. Repeat only one line from the dialogue, again and again. You don't need to repeat everything. You don't need to remember the whole conversation. One line is enough. This is very helpful when your time or energy is low. And it is perfect for shadowing. When you repeat one line many times, your mouth starts to relax. Your voice becomes more confident. The sentence starts to feel familiar. Choose a line that feels useful or interesting. Maybe it sounds kind. Maybe it sounds natural. Maybe you can imagine using it. For example, listen to this short line. I didn't mean it that way. Listen once. I didn't mean it that way. Now repeat after me, slowly. I didn't mean it that way. Good. Say it again, a little more relaxed. I didn't mean it that way. Very good. This sentence appears in many real conversations. At work. With friends. In small misunderstandings. You don't need to know all the grammar. You just need to feel how the sentence moves. Here is another example. Listen. I'm not sure how to explain it. Now repeat. I'm not sure how to explain it. Excellent. This sentence is very useful when you feel stuck. It gives you time. It shows honesty. It keeps the conversation open. You can repeat one line while walking, while washing your hands, while waiting for the elevator. You don't need to sit at a desk. You don't need a notebook. Your voice is your tool. Some learners feel shy speaking out loud. If that is you, you can whisper. Or you can speak very softly. What matters is movement. Your mouth is learning new paths. Now let's do a tiny practice together. Listen. Let me think about it for a second. Now repeat. Let me think about it for a second. Good. Say it one more time. Let me think about it for a second. Nice and calm. When you repeat one line many times, something interesting happens. The sentence becomes yours. Later, in a real conversation, it may come out naturally. Without stress. Without panic. This way of practicing is small, but strong. It fits into busy days. It fits into quiet moments. And every time you repeat a line, you are one step closer to real conversation. Even if it feels simple. Especially because it feels simple. It works. You are training consistency, not perfection. And that is how English stays with you. Now let's move to the third simple way. This is the third way to build conversation with dialogues. Answer the dialogue in your own simple English. This step feels a little bigger. But don't worry. We will keep it very gentle. You don't need a perfect answer. You don't need a long answer. One short sentence is enough. In real conversations, people don't speak in long paragraphs. They speak in small pieces. And that is exactly what we practice here. Listen to this short line. Did you end up going? Now pause for a moment. You don't need to answer yet. Just feel the question. Now I will give you a very simple answer. Yeah, for a little while. Listen again. Did you end up going? Yeah, for a little while. Now repeat both lines with me, slowly. Did you end up going? Yeah, for a little while. Good. Now let's change the answer. You don't need to be creative. Just choose a simple idea. For example, listen. Did you end up going? No, I stayed home. Now repeat. Did you end up going? No, I stayed home. Very nice. Notice what you are doing. You are practicing responding. Not fast. Not perfectly. Just responding. This helps your brain connect listening and speaking. It teaches you that you can answer. Even with simple English. Let's try another one. Listen. How was your morning? Here are two simple answers. It was pretty quiet. Or, a bit stressful, honestly. Listen to the full dialogue. How was your morning? It was pretty quiet. Now repeat. How was your morning? It was pretty quiet. Good. Now try the other answer. How was your morning? A bit stressful, honestly. Repeat. How was your morning? A bit stressful, honestly. Excellent. You don't need many answers. You just need options. When your brain knows a few safe answers, conversation feels less scary. You can practice this while resting, while lying on the couch, while looking out the window. You ask the question in your head. You answer out loud. No one needs to hear you. This is your private practice. And let me say something important. If you ever feel stuck, that is normal. Silence is part of conversation too. Now, if this way is helping you, I'd love to hear from you. You can leave a short comment under the video. Just one sentence is enough. You can write something like, "Answering feels helpful." Or, "Repeating one line works for me." Your comment helps me understand you better. And it helps this quiet English space grow. Also, try to stay with me until the end. The last part is very special, and it brings everything together. For now, remember this. You don't need perfect answers. You need honest, simple ones. And you are already doing that. Keep going. Now we come to the last main way. This one is very important. This is the fourth way to build conversation with dialogues. Use English in tiny real moments of your own life. This is where dialogues stop being only practice and start becoming part of you. Many learners think they need a partner to practice conversation. But conversation also starts inside your day, inside your thoughts, inside your small reactions, inside quiet moments. You don't need to create big situations. You just need to notice small ones. For example, imagine you are doing something simple. You are looking for your keys. You find them late. You can say softly in English, "There they are." Say it with me slowly. There they are. Good. That is already a dialogue line. Even if no one answers. Or imagine you finish something difficult. A task. A long message. A problem. You can say, "That took longer than I thought." Now repeat after me. That took longer than I thought. Very nice. These sentences come from dialogues. And now they are entering your real life. This last way is powerful because it removes fear. You are not waiting for the perfect moment. You are creating safe moments. Now, this way can be broken into very small actions. Very small habits. So small they fit into any day. Let me guide you through them slowly. One small habit is this. React to your day in English. When something surprises you, say one short line. For example, you see a long line at a store. You can say, I didn't expect that. Say it with me. I didn't expect that. Good. When something feels calm, you can say, this feels nice. Repeat. This feels nice. These are not exercises. They are tiny conversations with yourself. Another small habit is changing one inner thought into English. Normally, you think in your first language. That's natural. But once or twice a day, you can switch one thought. For example, before you start something, you can say, okay, let's do this. Say it slowly. Okay, let's do this. This sentence appears in many dialogues. And now it belongs to you. Another gentle habit is replaying a dialogue line from earlier. Maybe you heard a line in this episode. Later, when you walk or rest, you repeat it again. For example, let me think about it for a second. Repeat with me. Let me think about it for a second. You are not studying. You are revisiting. This strengthens memory without stress. And here is one more small habit. Very simple. Very effective. Talk to objects for one sentence. It may sound funny, but it works. You look at your phone and say, you're almost out of battery. Repeat. You're almost out of battery. You look at the weather and say, it looks like rain. Say it slowly. It looks like rain. These sentences come from real dialogues. And now they live in your space. None of these habits take more than a few seconds. They fit into busy lives. They fit into quiet days. You don't need to do all of them. One is enough. When English becomes part of your small moments, conversation feels closer, less distant, less scary. And little by little, English stops feeling like a subject. It starts feeling like a voice, you know. Stay with that feeling. You are doing something important here. Let's stay with this last way a little longer, because this is where real change happens. When you use English in tiny moments, you are not forcing anything. You are letting English enter your life naturally. Now I want to show you a few more micro habits that grow from this idea. They are very small. But together, they build something strong. One gentle habit is changing the language of one small thing you see every day. Not everything. Just one thing. For example, your phone. You don't need to change the whole phone language. You can start smaller. When you check the time, you can say in English, it's almost noon. Or, it's getting late. Say it with me slowly. It's getting late. Good. This takes 2 seconds. But your brain starts connecting English with daily life. Another small habit is writing 3 short sentences at the end of the day. Not a long diary. Not perfect writing. Just 3 simple sentences. For example, you can say them out loud first. Today was busy. I felt a bit tired. Tomorrow will be better. Now repeat them with me, one by one. Today was busy. I felt a bit tired. Tomorrow will be better. These sentences sound like dialogue lines. And that is the point. You are training the same language you hear in conversations. Another microhabit is recording your voice for 1 minute. You don't need to send it to anyone. You don't need to keep it. You just press record and speak slowly. You can say something like, "Right now, I'm just practicing. I don't need to be perfect. I'm getting more comfortable." Repeat after me. Right now, I'm just practicing. I don't need to be perfect. I'm getting more comfortable. Hearing your own voice in English may feel strange at first. That is normal. But over time, your voice will feel familiar. And familiarity brings confidence. Another simple habit is using short videos or audio and repeating one dialogue you like. Not many. Just one. You listen. You repeat. You move on. For example, you hear a line like, "Can we talk about it later?" Say it with me. Can we talk about it later? This sentence is calm. It is polite. It is very useful. You don't need to collect hundreds of sentences. You just need a few that feel natural to you. And here is one more micro habit. Very quiet. Very powerful. Before sleeping, repeat one line you practiced during the day. Just once. Softly. For example, "That took longer than I thought." Say it slowly. "That took longer than I thought." When you do this, your brain keeps English close. Even during rest. All these micro habits have one thing in common. They are small. They are human. They are doable. You are not changing your whole life. You are just opening small doors. And every small door makes conversation easier. Stay with this idea. English doesn't need a big space in your day. It just needs a real one. You are building that space right now. Now let's take a quiet moment to bring everything together. Today, you practiced English dialogues in a calm, friendly way. You listened. You repeated. You answered in simple English. You used small moments from your real life. And maybe now, English feels a little closer. A little less heavy. A little more possible. The main message of this episode is very simple. Small daily dialogues create real conversation confidence. Not pressure. Not perfection. Just small contact, every day. You don't need to change your whole routine. You just change small pieces. Instead of thinking in silence, you say one sentence in English. Instead of scrolling without sound, you listen to a short dialogue. Instead of waiting to feel ready, you repeat one line softly. You can turn small actions into English moments. Your to-do list can become English in one line. Finish this later. Your greeting can become English in your mind. Hope you're doing well. 5 minutes of a show can become practice. One dialogue. One repetition. This is not about studying harder. It is about living a little differently. When English becomes part of your day, It stops feeling like a school subject. It becomes a tool, a voice, a part of who you are. You are not someone who is learning English someday. You are someone who uses English little by little right now. And that matters. I want you to remember this feeling. The calm, the safety, the slow progress. This is how confidence grows. If you want to keep learning like this, I invite you to stay with us. You can subscribe to Daily English Whisper and continue practicing together. New episodes. Real dialogues. Slow English. A safe place to grow. I'm Alex. And I'm truly proud of you for showing up today. Even listening is an act of courage. Keep going. Keep whispering English into your life. And I'll be right here with you. Thank you for listening. Take care and see you soon.